I wouldn't go.
This is a test of the Boundary Park alert system.
Hello, good evening, guys, and welcome to the Latics Football Phone-In with me, Matt Dean.
And me, Sexy Dave.
Yeah, we were giggling because Ibby was in there like a shot.
Obviously happy with the performance on Tuesday.
Obviously.
Evening,
Good
James.
evening, James, in Marland.
Yes.
Crestfallen.
Crestfallen. What was it? I'm still absolutely crestfallen, to be honest.
Crestfallen, to be honest.
Matt, talk to me about Tuesday.
Well, I'd just like to say that your crestfallen, to be honest, mugs are still available on the website.
Yes.
Hello, guys, from Ian. Hope all is well. Do Latics deserve to go up? Very poor. It was very poor against Woking. There's no mistake. No mistake.
No walking about.
You're not even walking, are you?
No. It was shit. It was bad. It was really bad. Tactics were all wrong. Jez was the only highlight. Did quite well. Keane Harrott scored. Other than that, we played off the park.
They had all the ball,
team.
didn't they? We let them have all the possession and just let it play around us. It was
because we cannot play a team in possession. We can't defend the team against if we're in possession. We just can't do it. We can't play with the ball in possession. We hoof it on the diag, one-dimensional, boring football, no penetration, no playing through the lines. It's just a waste of time.
Is tonight a waste of time? Can anyone be bothered talking about it? I mean, how many viewers are we going to get? How many callers are we going to get? Unfortunately,
Adam Kershaw's been upset, hasn't he?
Yeah, North Korea Supporter Club can't wait for Saturday.
Cheers, not cheers.
Cheers, not cheers.
Yeah.
KP.
Kevin Peterson.
KP Nuts.
Yeah, nice nuts.
Cheers, mate.
Sorry.
Only positive from Tuesday was Jez, but when he was playing out on the right, but then he got moved and he lost all his impetus. This is the big question. Hudson, why?
No.
Why change the goalkeeper when the goalkeeper was doing really well? I didn't understand that.
I think it was unfair. I think it was unfair. It was a bad choice, and he's come out and said he's going to stick by him as well today in the Oldham Times.
Yeah, because now he's made a decision like that, and he's to drop him then looks bad on him. But really, I think it's really unfair on Donaghy. Yeah, I thought he was playing really well. I thought he'd looked more solid, and yeah, I thought it was a very, very strange decision, to be honest with you.
No, it's the wrong decision. That's what it was.
I think you can look in hindsight. You can say it's the wrong decision because of the mistakes that the goals we gave away were terrible. Hudson should have come out to try and claim the ball for the first goal, and he should have been out way earlier.
Donaghy comes out and commands his area. So for me, I don't know. It's yes, I don't know. It's very, very sad times.
It's sad.
Yeah, I'm sad.
Why?
Just now, it's just the football rubbish. It's just really, really one-dimensional.
I think for fourth in the table, like the atmosphere was. Some of the Atleticos tried their best, but the atmosphere was very flat across the whole ground. There's not much in the way of excitement.
No,
considering where we are in the table. Everyone's seen the stats that have been going around saying that we're 18th in the form table since Christmas. So that's really deflated a lot of people. And I guess what it is ultimately there is a lack of belief that, all right, we're in the playoffs, but I think people probably just don't believe that we're going to do anything when we're there, when we get there. We all want us to do well when we get there, but does anyone actually believe?
Yeah, but based on the performances before Christmas, everyone would have believed we were going to win the league, but now we play shocking football, and I can't put my finger on as to why that's happened, but maybe there is a man Who can?
Shall we find out if Oggy knows what's
Come
been
on,
going
Oggy.
wrong?
As to why that's happened. But
Oh, we can. I'm just gonna I'm gonna remove you from that. We can hear ourselves repeating there,
It's
so
fantastic.
you maybe need to put some headphones in or turn the speakers down, and we'll give it another go. Oh no!
I think he's just watching.
Do you want to call? Do you want to speak to us, Oggy, or are you just watching? I can't do that because it's just
Right, yeah,
repeated.
it's weird.
Let's have a word, Brad.
There he is.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, lad, you alright?
Yeah.
No,
Buzzing.
no.
How are you?
Absolutely sick to death of this club.
Oh, he's crestfallen. He's crestfallen, to be honest.
I'm bored, shitless. I saw you, didn't I, before the game, and you said, you asked me, I don't think you said the team, hadn't you? You went, I'm not sure what we're going to line up here. I think I said Wormington right back and Jez left back. It wasn't. We were 4-4-2, and we thought, first 10 minutes, you think, bloody hell, we're looking all right here. We've got the goal, then we thought, right, let's get another one. We went forward again. And then we changed formation and went 4-5-1. Harrod on the left mid, Lundstrom playing wherever. I was like, we just went back and just let them grow into the game. It's pathetic. It's pathetic that we're just trying to hold on to 1-0 leads. It's not good enough.
No, we should. It should have been a statement. That game, we should have put that early goal was a gift, and then you've got right. Let's just go and win the game. 2-0 at half time. It's game over.
Exactly.
And just keep walking on the back foot. They're a team down the bottom, but they just looked like they wanted it more. That's what pissed me off. They looked like they wanted to control the game, like they wanted to win the game more than we did. And that third place, I just don't. That third place is the covenant for us this season. One game from Wembley, like we Forest Green losing, it was there for it's there for the taking, but we've all but ballsed it up, haven't we, that third place now?
Exactly, yeah. You think, well, that could have been the target. I wouldn't have minded, like, say, we've gone to Southend, got a point, and then backed it up with 3 at home. It's just not good. We watched the game together at Shoreside. It was crap. Yeah. We offered nothing, and then Tuesday, other than the goal, we did nothing again. We don't look like creating any chances. I don't know why we took Harrod off. He's a poacher. He was a nuisance, and I just don't understand what we're trying to do.
Playing him on the left as well. What was that about?
He's a striker.
I know.
I'm completely lost. Honestly, I'm completely lost. But everybody else in the playoffs are the same. I don't understand it. Like
what do you make of
losing every week? Halifax losing every week. Gates said that. Only team who's not losing is York.
With regards to Mellon and his energy and his sort of demeanour before and after interviews, it just seems quite sullen, doesn't it? And
I don't get it. I don't get it. He's dour at the best of times, but he's even worse these days. He's like he's sulking on the bench and he's like, oh, well, I have to go to work today and I can't be bothered. It's the same interview, everything, and be the better version of yourself. He needs to be the better version of himself. He needs to look himself in the mirror and think, what am I projecting here onto the fans here? It's boring, negative, and it's just the same old. Get some fire, get some passion, get some oomph in yourself. I want to see it. I want to see him fighting. He's just there, sat there, and just not doing anything, just leaving it to Brabin. And it's a better version of yourself. Like I said, he needs to look himself in the mirror and be the better version of himself.
I think we mentioned it, didn't we, a few weeks ago, probably a while ago now, but we were talking about leadership, weren't we? We were talking about Dean Brennan and him coming out and talking, just the difference in communication styles and how it gets people up for it. And it is important, isn't it? It is important the way that, when obviously I spoke to Darren, Luke and Sue the other day, and, this whole big project that they're trying to do, having a vision, I was listening to it. I was getting quite excited by the idea of what they were doing, and that's fine because that's that whole big picture thing, and that's exciting. Yeah. But at the same time, that's their job to sell that vision and to sell the future of the football club and all that. And Mickey Mellon's job, really, by being the person that they picked to put, as the manager to be in front of the camera, is to do the same from a footballing point of view. Innit? Is to sort of get everybody. We're in this position now. We've not been in this position for 2 decades almost. like we should be excited by it. We should be feeling confident about it, and collectively, and that including the manager, everybody just seems really flat, and there's a lack of belief.
It's just down. It's bizarre. We're fourth in the league. We're having on paper we're having a good season. We're fourth in the league. You think, right? If we were to start the season, we're fourth in the league. We're going for it. We're in the playoffs. You think the place will be bouncing? People will be wanting to go to the game, but it's not the case. People are like, oh, yeah, it's just
you can't even get a coach together for Yeovil, can you?
No, I couldn't be bothered going to Southend. I'm not going to Yeovil. I've been before, and like Yeovil, we've not got a coach, and people can't be asked. It's like, oh, they're just waiting for the season to end. It's bizarre. I don't understand.
Well, it's waiting for the play. We're all waiting for the playoffs now, aren't we? I'm sure we can get ourselves up for a playoff game, one-off game. But it's kind of limping. We're limping over the line, aren't we? And that's not. I guess when you look at the other clubs that are they're also limping over the line. That gives us a little bit of optimism. I guess if we can get to Wembley, and we'll probably play York. I guess if we do, then that's a big game, one-off occasion, and all the rest of it. So
it's getting there, though. That's the problem. We've 5 wins in 20 since the start of the year. We've got to win 3 games, and
yeah.
We don't look like winning. We scored a goal a game. We're not scoring goals. Fondop's.
I'm hearing people are just resigned, just saying we'll get in the playoffs, but we probably won't win it. You know, that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm hearing a lot at the moment. People are like, oh, it's close, these playoffs. If we get in there, who are we going to be playing? We're all just resigned to the fact we're going to go into the playoffs and we're going to limp out of it again. It's just like last season. It's just, but in a slightly better position. You know, it's just very bizarre.
Exactly. It's the second season now. First season, you can understand. The second half of the season last season was crap. This season, second half of this season has been crap. Do we twist it? Do we let him have a full budget and do it again? Where he's done it twice, where he's failed in the second half of the season and not got the wins. So with 25 points off Barnet at Christmas, we could have gone top of league with the games in hand. And now we ended up 25 points behind and 15 points behind York. I just don't understand the mentality, like how we've just fallen off so bad.
One up front at home has been our downfall. I can't tell you how many games after Christmas we have played one up front. All right, I appreciate there's been issues with the strikers, but how many times when he said, "Oh, we played a 4-3-3," and like Barnet, we played one up front.
Yeah,
we've done it so many times at home since the start of the year, and we did it again when we went 1-0 up. When we've got 2 fit strikers and Garner on the bench.
I know.
I mean, for me, I think in that, to answer your question about next season, Brad, I think that bearing in mind the amount of strikers we've got to get rid of in the summer, so Norwood's going, Nuttall, Reed, Willoughby, right? Bearing in mind like our best 11, so we have Manny back in the team, Ogle back in the team, the midfield. There's plenty of midfielders in the squad now. I don't know if we're going to keep Ross at a pet.
Garner
whatever.
Garner will go, won't he?
Garner will go. So there is going to be a big clear out. But we know that next season, the difference between what we've got now and getting promoted next season is all about the strike force. We've got to get if that's where the money's got to go next season. There's no doubt about it. We're going to need to bring in at least 2 or 3, but 2 really, really good strikers, proper goal scorers. Because you can't rely on one, because if one gets injured, then you're knackered, aren't you? So I think that's where the money's got to go. I don't think that other than that, and I think that might be what's in the thinking, because although the football hasn't been enjoyable to watch, the fact that we are 4th and this league is so bad, I don't think we're a million miles off in terms of bringing players in next season. It's about strikers, it's about power, and maybe about supplying those.
It's about the tactics. It's the tactics and the pace and the wide play. We've got no pace. We've got no wide players.
But this team with say Norwood had been fit and firing, I think that if we'd have had some good strikers in this team, we wouldn't be 25 points off Barnet, and we wouldn't be struggling so much. Because I think the reality is, since Christmas, we've really struggled for goals, haven't we? Massively struggled for goals.
The tactics.
We don't concede loads, do we? We don't concede loads, but we need to start scoring more. So I'm thinking that maybe come next season, if they're talking about the kind of targets that they're working on players in for next season, and the board feel optimistic about the types of players that are coming in over the summer and getting business done early, then I think they'll keep him next season if we don't.
It's hard to get the business done early though, because obviously the playoffs are going to be late, and if we get to the final, it's the 1st of June, and then your pre-season's back in July. One of the things which I bang on.
Well, Barnet did that last season, didn't they, Brad? Barnet got to the playoffs last season, and then they got the business done early.
They got dumped out pretty early, though, I think.
Yeah. But,
I banged on about it all season. We don't create the chances. Like, how many times this season have we put, like a cutting ball through in the middle and, like, split the defence in half for a striker to run onto it? We don't. Dan Gardner's our top assist with 5. We don't create the chances. We don't have the pace. Jez was terrifying him on Tuesday. He ran at him. He created the chance there and got the ball in the box. Then we switched him over. I just don't understand, like, pace and have some playmakers. Somebody to get on the ball and go forward. Jürgen Hayfen looks like he should. He needs to start. He wants the ball. He wants to drive forward.
Yeah.
Let him drive forward and create chances. That's what
he's a nuisance, isn't he? He's a nuisance, and he's a good footballer, and he's tall, and he wins headers, and he does. I think I didn't understand it when he came on against Rochdale and played really well, and then he was dropped the next game.
I think he was. He was on international duty.
International duty, right?
Yeah. But he needs to start next game. He wants the ball. He wants to go forward. You can see he's a player in there, and I think he's going to be a very good player in the future. And again, I don't understand why we dropped the keeper as well. We can't go back now. The problem is if you drop Hudson for Saturday,
kill his confidence.
His confidence will be gone. And then what does it say to Donny? Well, you got dropped last game and stuff like that. He should not have dropped it. I don't think Donaghy did anything wrong to be dropped. He probably the only goal which I think he was fault for was Dagenham, and that was a while ago. And that's the only time he's ever done something.
To say that he's been there and done it, and he's won all these promotions, he's making a very, very, very naive decisions at the business end of the season, isn't he?
Yeah, and like Dan Gardner started the Southend and dropped completely. It's like names out the hat now. Like Worthington started, and then why did Sutton play there? Sutton was more better right back than he was than Worthington. It's like names out. Players come in and then they just disappear. Like what's happened to Billy Waters?
Yeah. Well, we've just been on the Glovers cast, haven't we? The Yeovil podcast just before we did this, and we were talking a bit about that, weren't we? Because obviously they were asking us about Worthington, what he's been like for us, and Otis Khan because he's gone back on loan there and stuff. And we were saying like, well, we've just had players coming in this season that kind of like make an appearance and then just disappear and don't seem to get running and don't seem to fit in. And it has been a bit scattergun, hasn't it, with some players for sure. But yeah, a lot. I mean, I think it's a really difficult question because you just had the comment there, didn't you, about season ticket sales for next season. It's a harsh reality when you hear from Sue and Luke about losing 10 grand a day. That is a lot of money, and it's what do you do for the best for next season? Obviously you don't want to waste a penny, and so that means. If you're recruiting badly, you're wasting money. But if you're sacking managers before they get to the end of the contract, and you're paying for 2 managers for the price of one manager, you know what I mean? 1 manager for the price of 2, and so these are the decisions that they're making, and I think I do understand that it's an expense to buy a season ticket, and I do understand that it doesn't feel like value for money at the minute. I hope that enough of us can put money into the club to help us, because the one thing is for sure, the less of us that do, the more difficult it's going to be to get out of this division.
I've got a feeling it's going to be like a Ronnie Moore style boycott on season tickets. That style of football, got him sacked, and it was the poor season ticket sales which got him sacked. I think it was on Mellon, but the way Mellon's behaving in interviews and looking. He looks like a man who just can't be arsed, and I think he might just walk away. He looks like he's just had enough with football. Because I think his first interview, he said, "Well, I didn't really want to get back into football." He looks now that he just can't. He can't be bothered. He's just going through the motions. So
the chickens have come home to roost. I think. the chickens have come home to roost. He's out of ideas. You can tell he's out of ideas. He's making naive decisions. He's making the wrong decisions. He's not create. He's not. We're not seeing any incremental improvements, as Mark White said previously. We're not seeing any passages of play, patterns of play, penetration, running in behind. He's had the budget, which everyone says, "Oh, it's not a high budget."
Luke said on the interview the other week
yeah.
that we're about where we, in terms of budget, we're about where we ought to be. But I mean, it's not just
he's had enough chances.
There's enough budget to get a team playing.
Yeah.
To get that team playing. There's no doubt about that. I mean, my point of view is I'm going to back the team. I'm going to back the club, and I'm going to get my season ticket. And I
like to see a rallying call. I like to see a rallying call from, like, say, Conlon, the manager, or someone to say, "Come on, let's get behind us and fucking get some fire in the belly." We have to.
The best way to do that, Brad, is to beat Woking at home on Tuesday night and not limp to a crappy defeat. Where you've gone goal up early doors. All everybody wanted was to just kill the game.
Yeah,
that's all we wanted, and they made all right balls of it. And it's a collective thing. It's Mellon's fault. It's Brabin's fault. It's the players' fault. They've got to sort this out. Like, if we're going to get promoted, look, everything will be forgotten if we get promoted because we'll all be absolutely buzzing. And we hope that is the case. But at the minute, you take each game as it comes, and you have to say that, all right, we went on that little decent run of home games, and then that pointless thing. But that's just that. All right, Forest Green got beat at the weekend by Wealdstone, but we were at home to walk in on Tuesday night, and to throw a 1-0 lead away like that, it's just criminal.
I know.
Really
well, you've been speaking about it all season. We've got 5 games left. Let's get them 5 ticks on the board now and go into the playoffs with some momentum. Like Yeovil and the next 2 games, the teams are on the beach. Yeovil and Hartlepool aren't playing for anything. Yeovil are in a bit of turmoil with the owner leaving. I think Hartlepool's owners left, so both owners are left. They're not playing for anything. They don't know if they're going to pick up a wage because the owners are leaving. Let's just get fucking there, get a 1-2-0 lead, build on it, we just need some momentum. We need something to get us going. Like 1 or 2 wins in a row, 3 wins in a row. We're thinking, bloody hell, right, we're in here. It gets the fans up. We just need something.
We need to go into that playoff with a bit of belief, and we've got the best games to do that for. Right, it'd be great if we could do that against Yeovil and Hartlepool, but big performance at York. You know what I mean? Match York or even beat York, and then Forest Green again, same. Because those are the ones where you're going, all right, then maybe there's hope in the playoffs.
Performance. You want to see a performance. Yeah. You don't mind like these Forest Green and York games. If we get beat there, but we try and we cause them problems, we go, right, we cause them problems there. Next time we play them, this is how we're going to do it differently. And then we learn that we go there, we get steamroll 3 or 4. Now you're thinking, fucking hell.
Yeah. I've got reservations about going to York away on Bank Holiday Monday still. After that performance on Tuesday.
You are going because we're going on the beer. That's the reason why we're going. But yeah, and then we've got Ebbsfleet in the last game of the season who are already relegated. So really, we want to be putting 6 past them on the last game of the season.
Yeah, but
in the sunshine at Boundary Park.
If we secured a playoff spot by Ebbsfleet, I can see him resting a lot of players, against Ebbsfleet.
It depends on position. If we're in position, I keep thinking like we're going to that Ebbsfleet. For some reason, I've said it all season. No matter what position, somehow Ebbsfleet have been relegated for months on end, and we play Ebbsfleet, and there's something riding on it. You know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen, and we all do because we've been there, we've seen it. We wore the T-shirt many a times.
That game, get it
Brad, before the last game.
That game should be a celebratory game. Like, we're in the playoffs already. We know that we're playing a team that's relegated on a nice sunny day at Boundary Park, and that should be well done. That's the thing. Like on that last game against Ebbsfleet, it's the end of the standard season. We're in the playoffs. Players going around the pitch, clapping. Everyone's like, "Yes, come on." We know now that who we're fit. But by the end of the day, we know who we're playing, what the next game is, and then we all need to be up for it. And I guess whatever happens, I can't see us dropping out of the playoffs at this stage. But when that game comes and that we draw the line under the season proper, it's kind of like then it's just a bit of a reset. Then I guess in terms of the playoffs, and we've all just got to get up for it.
Yeah, we do. Like I said, let's get there first. Like I said, it's only 6 points now.
Do you think we'll get there? Do you think we'll get there?
I keep going up and down. I'm like a bloody wave. Like I think when bloody walking, when Forest Green get beat, I think bloody hell thirds on here. Everyone's happy. It's better. Being an older fan is better when you don't play. Because when you play, you let you down.
Yeah.
You let you down when you play, but when we don't play, the results go for us. You get all happy and full of joy.
It is like someone said to me, like, "What's it like supporting Oldham?" And I just said, "It's just shit, innit?"
But listen,
it's just shit.
Listen, when we do have something to celebrate, like in the next year or two, it's going to be fantastic, and it'll be a really, really good feeling.
And he just wants to pop. We just want to pop and just fucking go for it.
I think, look, the thing is, the way to try and keep things in perspective is that, you know, over the last 3 seasons now, we've had new owners coming in, spending a lot of money on the club, the infrastructure of the club.
Yeah.
The players have improved in quality. If you think about the squad that we had at the start of the first season that the Rothwells took over. So things are improving. And if this manager doesn't do the business, then I am confident that the next manager will do the business because things are going in the right direction. And at some point that has to pay off in terms of results. And we can't just keep saying that forever. But 3 years in is still relatively early, I think, in terms of turning a football club like... We know what Latics was like, Brad, before... You know, it was just an absolute shambles, weren't it? So, you know, it's chalk and cheese now to where it was. There is a
lot more positives, just not on the pitch.
It's just the sooner we get success, which is getting out of this division, the better. And we've got that turn that monkey off our back of we've finally got another promotion in 34, 35 years, like, you know, because it's just hanging over us like a bloody shadow. It goes with us everywhere.
We want something because we're just full of stress. We're full of stress. We're just ready to just absolute blow our load everywhere. It's built up and built up, and we just fucking want it to explode everywhere like Krakatoa and go off.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It'll be visible for miles around as Oldham.
Got out your wife when you finish this phone call.
That's what I mean. And then once that happens, everyone's calm and relaxed and fucking zen.
We're all having a cigarette.
Yeah.
Exactly, big fat Cuban cigar. And everyone's just chilled as fuck then. And nobody matters. It's just the first time.
Yeah, no, we do. Yeah, that's it. You're right, Brad. We need. There is a lot of pent up frustration within the fan base, and you know, what you were saying before about Mickey Mellon and his demeanour and all that kind of thing. It'd be great. You seem to think that he's ready to walk at the end of the season. You know,
tired,
whatever happens.
Yeah.
I hope that we interviewed him at the beginning of the season, and I'm sure that, you know, at the end of the season, I'd like to interview him again in between the end of the season and the playoffs, and have a chat with him then about, you know, the build up to the play, how the season's been built, looking ahead to the playoffs and stuff like that. So I'm sure we'll be able to manage that. It's just like the clock is ticking. You know, like when you work, you've got the worst job in the world and you hate it and you're just staring at the clock and it's ticking down really, really slowly. And you just want it to get to that's what this season's like now. It's kind of like ticking down. Can we just get to the playoffs? Let's just like get these games out of the way. Let's just get to the playoffs and then, you know, we'll see what happens. Because, you know, we by June the 1st, we could be absolutely delighted. But as it stands, we're too unpredictable as a team to be confident, aren't we? That's the thing.
If we scrape through to Wembley playing bad football, as part of me thinking I don't want to go and watch us go to Wembley in 34 years.
No. I don't care. I don't care how shit football is. Set us up like Andorra. Set us like San Marino at Wembley.
I don't know, you know.
Get us there.
It ruined your day, though, wouldn't it?
It's just a bridge to build on then. Like, you've seen it teams like previously, like Wrexham got beat in the semi-final. Chesterfield went to the final, got beat. It's just a stepping stone onto something else. If we get to the final, we think, right, we've got to the final. The next step is either win the league or win the playoffs. Yeah. It's a stepping stone, and we can go again. You can see us doing something then. That's progress. Going into the playoffs and getting beat off Southend 2-0 at home and being 1-out, you think, well, you just knew that were going to come.
Yeah.
Well,
we shall wait and see.
Thank you, Horny Brad. As someone said here, sexy David Horny Brad. And
I don't want nothing to do with it.
No, it's fine.
Keep me out of it.
You can go skiing in the middle there, Matt.
Oh, no. but that's okay.
I've never been skiing, Brad. Is it good? Anyway.
I'll tell you what, Braddy's well up for this one,
Right,
isn't
so baby number 3 is on its way. Go and do your thing, Brad.
he? Keep your chin up and just your chin. See you later,
Cheers,
mate.
mate.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Just going to get some sexy merch just to finish me off.
Tottenham merch, sexy merch. It's Tottenham merch. It's sexy, sexy, sexy merch.
Visit weareoldham.co.uk/shop now to see our brand new range of hot, sexy merch.
Tottenham merch, sexy merch. It's Tottenham merch. It's sexy, sexy, sexy merch.
Much.
Anyway,
So that was an entertaining call from Brad.
oh, we've got James there.
Oh yeah.
got-
Well, listen, we're gonna have to listen, Jackson. Your device is not connected. I don't know if you want to speak. If you do,
Or can you speak? You might be
You need
mute.
to reconnect your device or try again because it's
Might be
not happening.
mute.
But we're going to bring Ibby in now.
And then Gaz, you're next.
Good evening, Ibby.
Hello, sir.
Evening, sexy Dave and Matt. You're both okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, good, mate. You?
Do you know what, Ibby? I've had man flu for since the end of last week, and I've been feeling pretty poor. But I'm now back. Having Dave here has really helped, and I'm back.
Yeah,
back
there's
on
something
better
going
form
around the
now.
board.
Yeah, there is. It's been pretty grim, but yeah, obviously the Latics had it on Tuesday, Ibby, didn't they? They must have done.
Yeah, it was shambolic. I wasn't happy. When the team sheet was put out, when I saw the goalkeeper change, I said there and then to myself, we're going to be losing this game. And then what happened? We ended up losing. I'm absolutely fed up with Mickey Mellon results this season. It's just been bizarre. He's an experienced manager. He should know what he's doing. But honestly, I've had enough of him. And if the board are saying that they're going to keep him next season, then they can say goodbye to the fans, because I can't see the fans renewing next season, no matter what. And if we do go in the playoffs, guys, I can't see us doing anything. Why? Because the performance for the past few weeks have been shambolic, and it's not been right and not good enough. We keep paying good money, turning up week in, week out, and we keep getting results like this. I've had enough.
I think that you're right in what you say. I think the performances have been right since New Year. Really, I think something just seems off at the club, and I don't know what it is. It's like the players don't seem up for it, you know. But fortunately, the likes of Forest Green have had a few bad results. Halifax have lost 3 in the last 5. Gateshead have lost 4 in the last 5. Rochdale, just Rochdale, and they're shit.
But the results, we just got the table up here, haven't we, Dave?
Yeah.
And literally from from 3rd down to 8th, the form's terrible. It's really only York.
90's pretty bad.
It's really only York and Barnet.
Tamworth are on the one to watch out for. They're
Yeah,
sneaky.
Tamworth are on a good run, and Hartlepool are actually undefeated in 5, and we've got them coming up. So it seems to be that, is it pressure? Is it the teams that are in and around the playoffs are starting to? Do they think that they're there already and they don't need to worry? Maybe it's a mentality thing. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, what I haven't been impressed with, you see him in the dugout hiding away, not even coming down, encouraging anything.
Yeah,
And he's always hiding. He's just awarding the fans because he knows that the abuse will get to a level where I can't cope. Guys, he looks like he's resigned of even getting sacked or leaving, because it doesn't seem to be right this season. And the other thing is, thank you very much for doing that interview with the owners and Darren. I listened to it twice, and there were good points being made, but I was a bit alarmed at Darren Royal's comments when he said recruitment have been absolutely bang on good. And then when I was listening to that, I thought, come on, here we go again.
I think he said that some of the recruitment, since January, had been good. You know, the likes of Pet and Rossiter and the goalie who got dropped on Tuesday.
Yeah,
You know, that I think it's really easy to look at the squad and say, yeah,
we
he's
got
been a
some
good
good
signing.
players.
He hasn't been a good signing. Is there more bad signings than good signings
I can't hear anything.
this season? Maybe.
All right, that's better. Yeah, sorry. Go on.
Maybe there has. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to sort of like scrutinise it like we will at the end of the season.
What do you think about Hudson being dropped, maybe?
Um,
Donicky being dropped, sorry. Apologies.
I wasn't happy at all because that guy hasn't done anything wrong. Even if we put him in nets now against Yeovil, his confidence will be absolutely down. I feel sorry for him, guys. There's some games that he has won us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he'd been really solid, and I thought that he does command his box better than Hudson.
Yeah, he does. He comes for crosses. He's dead brave. He's better shot stopper. I think it's a really bizarre decision to put him back in net. But hey, I was speaking to someone earlier who's going to come on in a minute, and they're little points on us. You can't drop him now, and it's ridiculous. So Ibby, Yeovil away. Do you think we'll win?
I don't think so. We're going to win anything with that attitude of the players and the manager.
Come on, Ibby. Come on.
No,
Come on.
last time you did this and I told you we won't win it. And then it turned out to be right. The performance, I sat there, Dave, 90 minutes at home watching that game. And I fell asleep almost. But I was fuming because I paid my hard-earned money to even come inside the ground.
No, you're quite right. You definitely... you're well within your rights to vent your frustrations.
The thing is, it was boring on Tuesday night. Like it was, it wasn't. The whole atmosphere, you could tell. The Atleticos were singing "Three Little Birds" by Bob Marley, and it was just kind of all just a bit weird. I don't. It was odd. Yeah, like don't worry about a thing. I thought it was quite amusing. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God!
So but it wasn't entertaining. Like it was. There wasn't that. Once they got that equaliser, you were just like, this is not going to end well. And they scored again, and then even though they tried. And he threw subs on, and he tried to win the game. There just wasn't enough. I mean, like when Pep put Lundstrom through towards the end, because one of the most frustrating things on Tuesday, if we're going to talk about the football a little bit more, was this side-to-side passing across the centre circle. Yeovil dropped back towards the end of the game because they were protecting that lead.
Yeah, walking. Yeah.
What did I say?
Yeah, you said Yeovil, yeah.
Walking. Yeah, and what was happening was Hobson was bringing the ball forward, and he's passing it to Pep. He's passing it to Hobson, and he's passing it to Pep, and they're just passing it across, and then like they're struggling to find a run. They couldn't penetrate.
Because
Now
they're not coached
Lundstrom did one really good run where he came in from the left hand side, played the ball through, and then he skied it over the bar. It was an absolutely shocking miss. But the lack of ability to break a team down when they sit 10 behind the ball. But even that, Yeovil didn't do that for the whole game. Yeovil were on to us, but we couldn't hit them on the break and walking.
Yeah.
Sorry, they're just so similar.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating. It's like we can't break them down when they sit back, and we can't hit them on the break when they're coming at us.
Because they're not coached how to do it.
Guys, I really do agree with you, but I really hope we do beat them. But at the moment, I don't think we can beat anyone because confidence is down, seem to. And I really hope they do win. And I'll let you give another caller, Gus, to come in and make his mark.
Yeah.
That he's just left the mark in his
Thank
underpants.
you.
Cheers, mate.
Bye-bye.
See you, mate. See
Bye-bye.
ya. Sorry. Yeah, that was a disgusting. I don't know if the microphones picked it up.
No, it didn't.
I'm
It
sure
didn't do
they
anything.
no.
It was you anyway.
Look, I mean, the thing is right. We've won games in the last. We beat Rochdale. We beat Eastleigh, Halifax, drew with Rochdale, drew with Southend. So it's not
Lost against Southend.
Sorry, lost against Southend. Yeah, it's not like we won't win games because, like, look, the other teams. The other teams in and around us are losing games. Everyone, teams that you don't know which version of the team you're going to get when you turn up, do you? Like, I can't believe Woking have beat us twice at home. They beat us last season at home and all, and they beat us again. So, who's Oldham News?
I don't know. I don't.
You're going to have to put your camera.
Put your camera on so we can
have to
see
put your camera
you're
on
not coming in.
if you want to come in. So,
Yeah.
but there's somebody in it. I think somebody's in a cupboard. They've gone there now. And Jackson as well. I'm going to kick you out because you don't seem to be doing. There's somebody in a cupboard.
Gazapalooza.
Is somebody in a cupboard?
Gaz.
Just see his face there, just through.
Gaz, you're in.
Gaz, are you in a cupboard? Can't hear you, mate.
Can't hear you. What's going on?
Is that better?
That's
It's better. Yeah. Welcome.
All right. What are you doing?
What are you doing hiding in that cupboard?
I'm in bed.
Well, you're in bed. Shut up, you.
No,
Brad's got you going, hasn't he?
Little girl's having a sleepover and has relegated us upstairs because she wants to watch a movie.
All right.
Not complaining.
okay.
I'm knackered. I'm shattered.
It's like that Queen video, isn't it?
Yeah,
Keep me back to
it is actually. Yeah,
easy
yeah.
come, easy go. We'll be.
Latics,
Should we
make
let
it
him
happen.
go?
Yeah, right. Anyway, Gaz, you must be buzzing.
Yeah, I've not listened to all the show so far. I'll catch up. So if I repeat anything, I apologise.
It's all right.
It's just boring, isn't it? He's boring. He is boring, and we've become boring. Going to Latics is boring. If you're going to play this style of football, I said it under I've said it under Mellon, you have to be winning games. We're fourth, which it flatters to deceive because we've won 5 out of 20. We've picked up 12 points from 12. It's just utterly boring. I've just started a new job, and one of the ladies in my team is a staunch season ticket holder, Joe Royal, and Joe Royal stand, and she said to me today before leaving, she said, "It's just boring, isn't it?" She said, "We're fourth and we should be buzzing, like bouncing to the grounds and wait for the next game." She said, "I'm just bored, just fed up of it," and I don't
Like we were before Christmas, Gaz, like when we were winning and things were good. There was that excitement. You know, when they're building up to the York game, that was the most anticipated game at Boundary Park for years, where we actually felt like, you know what, we beat York, we're onto something, and it's just completely collapsed again, hasn't it? Since Christmas,
Yeah.
It has, and I know people will say he's lost these players, he's had injuries, and he has, but it happens to every team up and down the country. He is a professional, experienced promotion specialist. He should have had something sorted by now because the actual performances are getting worse. They're not getting better, they're getting worse. And we're actually at a point now where we're dressing up points at Tamworth and Boston as decent points because other teams have failed to beat them. It's complete bollocks. It's utter bollocks. And he's never going to change. I mean, it's nice to hear those like people being hopeful. Let's just win these 5 and get momentum and go and stuff someone 3-0. It is not his style. He's not interested in that. He is of the ilk of be coached out of possession, solid, don't leave your position unless you can affect the game, and go and express yourself. The days of go and express yourself are completely gone. The teams now, even at this level, who are part-time, are coached for every 10 minutes, every third phase, every 12th. It's just it's so detailed, and we lack that. I think you said it yourself the other week, Matt, about Dean Brennan. He stays for 4 hours after the game, and he plans meticulously for the next game. That isn't us. It really isn't us. It is all about getting it to Mikey, getting that first contact, and then seeing what you can do from there. And in all honesty, at end of January, when Norwood got injured and we decided to go with Fondop, we stumbled across something that became really effective. But now teams have sussed that out and they're marking and kicking him out the game. We've not found another alternative. It's just we're devoid of ideas, and at the moment we need energy, and that energy is meant to come from your leader. The motivation's meant to come from your leader. The enthusiasm's meant to come from your leader. And actually, we're all listening to him before kickoff, after kickoff. We're watching his body language, and that doesn't give off anything that convinces me, anything I'm comfortable with. And don't think for 1 minute that he magically changes when he's off camera, because he doesn't.
No.
He's just miserable and boring. And I think he thinks he's doing us a favour by being here. Well, he can do us a favour and fuck off, because I've had enough of him. I really have.
So what you really feel, Gaz? No, I think you can't be energy creates energy, doesn't it? If you've got someone who's negative around you, it's going to suck out the atmosphere of the dressing room.
Who are you so wise in the
I
ways
know.
of
I'm just saying.
science?
I'm just saying. But being around people who are energetic and passionate and want to be aggressive and want to win, you don't
Is that
see it, do you? You just don't
so?
see
Let's
it.
let's look, because I've been thinking about this a little bit recently with Brabin. It's really more about Brabin, I think, isn't it? He's the man who's here every day, who takes training, who's on the sideline. We don't really talk about Brabin, but
Can
it
I just
seems
jump
like
in
to
there,
me.
Matt?
Yeah, I'm
Sorry.
just wondering. Is it more about? Is he
No.
the guy who's actually more?
Scott Davis, isn't it?
Does anyone listen to the Stick to Football podcast?
Bits
No.
and bats.
Right, so anyway, it's Roy Keane, Neville, Carragher, Scholes. They were talking on this week's episode about being committed to the club and the team that you sign for or you're playing for, and that might involve moving up, it might involve preparing the night before, it might involve going on if it's a long trip, staying over, and just being fully committed, moving to the area, committing to the club. We've got a manager who doesn't even work full time. We've got someone employed in Gary Brabin who was meant to be part-time but was brought in to be full-time in the summer to oversee things when Mellon's not there. So that's piss poor in itself. You've then on the touchline, you've got Mellon sat up there who comes down now and again. You've got Brabin who then swats with Scott Davis. These three blokes sending messages out for about 90 minutes. It's just all a complete shit show. It is, and you can ignore it and try and be as positive as what you want, but it's a complete shit show. That shouldn't happen. The Woking manager stood on the touchline for 90 minutes. He didn't have his goalkeeper coach sending messages to the right winger and then swapping with Brabin to tell Fondop to get up after he's had two man wrestling him down. It's to say it's a game. Football's a simple game, and we keep things simple. Well, they don't. They're massively overcomplicating things. Three blokes giving different instructions. We started really well on Tuesday. We go 1-0 up, and then within 5 minutes, their number 8 gets on the ball, and we stick Kean Harrott out on the left wing, who was absolutely pressing them off the park. We then move Jez from right wing to left wing back. We then go to left wing forward. Yoga Nathan comes on at right back. It's just all over the place. We must have changed formation four times.
And it's on. The thing is that it's on the manager because he's the manager.
Changing your
That's the
formation 4
responsibility.
times is.
It's
not adapting. That's panicking.
At home to Woking.
That's panicking
as well.
It is
know what I mean?
because you work all week. We had 10 days to prepare for Woking.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
You work all week on your plan A, and if you're having to change after 10 minutes, you've got your plan A preparation wrong.
But he changed when we were winning as well.
Yeah,
That's the point.
exactly.
He changed when we were winning because number 8 started to get on the ball for them.
Yeah.
And what he did was he absolutely shat himself because Conlon and Rossiter are pretty much playing sweeper defenders. So the 8 was getting on the ball, but we were okay because Harrott and Fondop were both within 10 yards of each other, and anything that they won or dropped fell to Lundstrom or Jez. But it's just so far off what we want to be. It really is.
The signs are the same every game when we get beat. It's the same old every time, isn't it? We can't play a team who plays possession-based football, can we? We can't play against them.
Well,
Barnet took the piss out of us. Boston beat us, but for a linesman decision. Tamworth, all right, we were unlucky, but again, we were dire. You know what I mean? Eastleigh were a poor team. Halifax, everyone were buzzing. Halifax were absolutely atrocious.
Well,
they were so bad, weren't they?
I didn't get to the Halifax game. I was following it online because we was driving away. But what we was reading was after at 1-0 up, we were trying to sit in, and we were just happy to take the point. And people were saying this is boring, we're staying for the point. But then we scored with pretty much the last kick of the game. So an edgy 1-0 becomes a comfortable 2-0, doesn't it?
Yeah,
so it kind of papers the cracks a little bit. But you're not asked if you win your games like that. You're not asked, but it's happening once every 5 games. So you've got 4 in between where you're absolutely bored shitless. And I noticed what you said, Matt, about the Atleticos on Tuesday, but they sung and they kept it going all game, do you know, before all that. And then in the end, I think they just think it was an half term, so the load of extra young kids there, that's the chance to get them back next week. I mean, we're fourth, right? We've got 3 away games left, and we can't even get a coach on Saturday. We can't get 20 people on it.
No.
It's bad, isn't it?
It's shocking.
Look, it is, and it's just like I said to Brad before. It's like watching the clock this season.
They're facts, aren't they, as well? That's fact.
I thought you were trying to bring in facts about
No,
that.
I'm just saying, but it's the fact is we can't get an away coach to Yeovil, which is piss poor.
Brad and Binman got more lads going to Maidenhead on a Tuesday night when we was, I don't know, 5th or 6th or early in the season than we have when we're 4th, guaranteed to go Yeovil on a Saturday. And that is because what people are watching isn't value for money. It's dreadful.
Correct.
And they've got a serious decision to make. Commercially, it could be a disaster to tell him he's got another year. It really could.
Well, Brad alluded to the Ronnie Moore saga, like when we had that poor Corney pulled the plug, didn't he, and said, that's it, you know, we're getting rid of him, and he brought in Sheridan, didn't he? You know what I mean? He went for the cheap option, but it worked. Because he got 4-4-2, fast football, wide playing football with wingers, with youth and pace. You know, I'm not saying
it's a good point, that, Dave, because you always hear, we sat Ronnie Moore, and actually, we sat Ronnie Moore in the year after we got in the playoffs, so it worked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
So, yeah, it's a good point you're making, actually. I would have pulled the plug on this manager 10, 15 games. You know, everyone knows my stance on that. I'd definitely pull it now. I don't have an idea who you could bring in, but I'd be hoping the bounce you'd get would just be simply for that miserable bastard leaving.
What do you make of this point for the Yeovil not having a coach? Paddy's said, in fairness, for Saturday, Yeovil's a ground loads of us have already been to, so there's a potential expense for extra 3 games at the end of the season for fans to afford.
I'd just like to purposely be contrary. We should.
Well, okay.
It's not.
Cheers.
It's not. I can see what he's saying, but you know, there's enough of us with credit cards and loans and stuff. We'll get to a game if we want to go.
People want to go. Like you're running out of games, like there's away games and trips and stuff like that. So
I wouldn't go if someone said I'll drive you there, pay for your beer all day, and drive you back. I wouldn't go because Tuesday night I didn't go. I watched it on the telly because I just thought I can't be arsed watching. I knew we'd get beat.
It's just dour. It is, and it's a shame because like when we scored that goal Tuesday, I thought, all right, we could be on here, and then you could just see us phasing out, and I was thinking, no, go for the jugular. Jez beat his man 2 or 3 times, put some good crosses in. We just had to keep doing it, and like I say, he moved Jez off the right to the left. He put Harrott on the left. It was just all so disjointed. It was bizarre. Yeah. It really was.
We've said it. Look, at the end of the day, it's his job. Mickey Mellon's job is to get us out of this division and to show us he knows what he's doing. And I'm gonna. We still got a chance, haven't we, to go up? And
we have.
I'm not saying I disagree with a lot of what he said tonight. I don't disagree with a lot of it, and we've said it. The football's since Christmas in particular has been rubbish. Something's not right. The board have got a decision to make if we don't work this season, and there's a lot of things that they're going to have to consider, financial, you know.
Yeah,
and working with him for the last 18 months, and whether they think he's the right man, and you know the board will have to sit down and make that decision with all the variables and all the things that we've discussed. I honestly at this moment in time, I don't know what decision they'll make, but I'm trying not too hard not to jump the gun. Because this season's not over. Do you know what I mean? And as much as I don't expect us to go up. But
yeah, I don't think they'll sack him. And like you said, for
the 5 games, we're all going to get behind the team in that 90 minutes, which we do. Tuesday,
hang on, we've lost you guys. We've lost you guys. We've lost your audio there.
Guys, we've lost your audio, mate.
Yeah, I don't know why.
1 minute. You back? Is it your headphones, mate?
Yeah, maybe they've run out of batteries.
We've lost. Put it on speaker.
Now all we can just see this kind of ghostly figure in the darkness. It's kind of creepy. But we can't hear you. So
right, we've lost him. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah. Sorry, mate. We can't hear you.
Right, I'm going to sign out because this is
Pretty awkward.
Oh, there
Oh,
we
no,
go.
back-
We
no,
can
you're
hear
back,
you
you're
now.
back, you're
We
back,
can
you're
hear
back,
you
you're
now.
back, you're back.
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
What happened
What were you
then?
saying?
Never mind.
I don't know.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
you're back now.
I was saying I'm about to sign out because this is a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So no, what you were saying was you don't think that they'll let him go. That you think he'll be here next season.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, for these next 5 games plus the playoffs, we all will get behind him and support the team. We will. I think on Tuesday at the full-time whistles, the first time there was boos at the end of the game. I've not heard that all season. It's the first time for me, unless I've missed it. But and I thought it was thoroughly deserved. I think the crowd and the support has been really good this season in the games. And sometimes that might get a reaction. I don't know. Hopefully it does.
I think looking at it broadly, I think that there are examples of managers where fans and people think that it's definitely not going to work next season, and it does. So it's there are lots of reasons to think that based on this season, that next season is not going to be great, but then maybe it will be. It's one of them where I'm trying not to be like in that negative headspace. It could be better. Like I said earlier on, strikers could be just the difference in this team. Goal scorers, like we need. That's next season. Like I don't think we're a million miles off. Right. But we need people to supply the strikers, and we need some proper strikers because Fondot's done brilliantly. But if another striker in the squad had scored the same amount of goals as Fondot, it might be a different story.
Do you know what?
We need
do you know what?
manager.
Yeah, that's it exactly. Andy's just messaged me. He said, "Do 30-odd players need coaching to pass the ball forwards? There's enough experience in the team not to need basic coaching." It's not basic coaching they need. They need attacking patterns of play, how to penetrate a team based on the opposition's strengths and weaknesses. So if you got 10 players playing, right, and you didn't give them any instruction, you still not probably win the game because they don't know the strengths and weaknesses, because you need analytics, stats, and understanding of the opposition. Hence why Dean Brennan sits there for 4 hours after a game looking at the opposition. And that's any team nowadays going down to National League North.
Dave, you're absolutely spot on. You're spot on. And actually, these players are playing to instruction. They are carrying out his instruction. And Mellon he rules by fist. If you don't follow what he's saying or has to do what he's asked, you're out. So if you're on an appearance fee that makes up most of your wage, you're going to follow these managed instructions. So you pick the next game. You're not going to risk being dropped because a lot of these lads, their wage is made up by an appearance. So it's not a case of bollocks, we'll do what we want, because if you do what you want and that's not what he wants, he'll drop you. You're not paying your bills next week. Exactly. And that's how it works.
That's how it is.
You can't just go out and play.
But they're playing on the wrong instructions, aren't they? They're playing on the wrong instructions.
So how many times, like this season, have we seen teams exploit a weakness on our right, whether it's been Will Sutton or Worthington or whatever? When's the last time you watched us play someone and you thought, that's what we're targeting? We're targeting their left, or we're targeting that inside right. We don't. We just do the same.
No, because it's the same thing.
Yeah, we hit Kitchen, it hits his head and flicks out for a throw-in, or Fondot gets on the end of it and we try to pick up a scrappy loose ball. And a lot of we're a moments team. We rely on individual brilliance, or Mellon will say it,
or set pieces,
or a mistake from the opposition. And Mellon openly says that. We were waiting for that brilliance or that mistake and it didn't come. But actually,
we haven't seen anywhere near enough brilliance this season, have we?
There isn't.
We certainly haven't seen enough of that.
We saw a bit of it before Christmas, like the Fondot goal against Forest Green and Yeovil, and there's been in bits. But when you've not got moments of brilliance out there, they'll win you a game 2-1 or something, or a last minute.
But they don't win you many games, do they?
They don't win you enough. Because they're there to bail you out when what you've tried on the coaching pitch hasn't worked. Like you said, Matt, about the penetrating, we can't seem to do it because we're not coached in it. There's not enough they've not enough scenarios of like where these third man runners and decoys and stuff, because everyone is rigid to the position. Because if we lose the ball and they're out of shape,
there's not even overlap, is there?
I think the way when Rochdale came and everyone was sort of saying how, and it's not just Rochdale, but the way that teams looked really quick on the break. I don't think it's that teams are exceptionally quick on the break. I think it's just that we're so used to not seeing us break and not seeing us do it. We don't hit anybody with pace on the break, and when teams do it to us, we're like, bloody hell, that's amazing. We feel like that, that like, I mean, obviously it's streets apart, but last night PSG were just incredible going forward, and obviously I'm not going to expect that in the National League, but that is a big part of the game. Like you've got to be able to soak up pressure, and you've got to be able to get away and make chances, and it's just something we do not have.
Take a risk. A risk.
Energy creates energy, and when you got a manager with no energy, we won't have any energy. Simple as that.
Matt, you sit in Rochdale Road, don't you? Do you remember that incident on Tuesday when Jez was breaking in space on the left and Conlon had the ball and everyone was screaming at him to give it him?
Why didn't he pass it? He had the first time pass was on.
And Jez were in
all
one-on-one.
He had to do just bang and he were in. And he waited and he waited and he waited. Yeah, totally blew my mind.
Because you know what he was waiting for, Matt? He was waiting for our defenders to be in position so before he gave the ball.
Correct.
It's just shit like that, and that is his instruction from the manager. Don't leave your position unless you can affect the game. And they're that frightened, they don't.
Right. We are frightened, and we've had the ghost of Christmas past Gaz there.
Latics death.
Latics death. There we go.
Right, thanks for the call,
mate.
Gaz.
Thanks.
Cheers,
take care, mate.
See you next week, lads. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, we've seen James.
Yeah.
Are we confident?
He is there. Yeah, go on.
James, you're coming in.
Are you in a cupboard, James?
Unmute, lad.
Hello. How are we?
Hello. All right. How are you?
All right.
Good.
What do you want to say?
Oh, Tuesday. It was bad, weren't it?
It was shocking.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh man.
I'm fumbling under pressure here.
Don't worry, mate.
Don't worry. Do you think it can get any better? Do you think we can get better than what we saw on Tuesday?
I don't know. The whole season we've just been coasting through games, like looking for 1-0, 2-0s. It's not been great. I think we've got to, like, going into these next few games, like Yeovil away. It's not going to be easy, is it?
No.
No.
I'm really. Do you think we'll get the playoffs, though, James?
Yeah, we'll definitely get playoffs. It just depends where, because I think Forest Green are doing too well, so I don't think third is going to be the right one. But maybe it depends how others do around us as well.
Everyone seems to be wanting to just throw it away. I don't know what it is, but the teams around us as well are all having a massive wobble as we come into this. So I'm not quite sure where we're going to finish, but we're only 2 points clear of Halifax now. We've all played the same games. Rochdale have got one game in hand, but they're 5 points behind us. So really, we're only 3 points ahead of Gateshead. We're only 6 points ahead of Alton Sugar. We were 8. So we could finish anywhere between 4th and 7th. And we could potentially finish 8th. I mean, we could still finish outside the playoffs.
Tamworth, Barnet and York are the form teams at the moment, aren't they, really?
So, it's no guarantee. I don't want us to finish 4th because it will really mess up my week that week. So I'm quite happy for us to drop down to 5th now that we're not going to be playing. I can't see us finishing.
But we play Rochdale then.
Well, we play where we finish 7th. It might not be Rochdale. It could be Altrincham or Gateshead or Southend. We don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But
what do you think the result will be on Saturday, James?
Well, open for a win, obviously. But I mean, just considering the way we played on Tuesday, I'd take a point, to be honest.
Did you go on Tuesday?
No, I live too far away. I watched.
Where'd you live?
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen?
Flipping heck.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Are you from Oldham, though?
It sounds like
from around it. My dad's an Oldham fan. So.
Right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So when you're at school in Aberdeen, did you used to have an Oldham top on and all that?
Yeah, I get taken the piss out of. Honestly.
All you have to say to the Aberdeen fans is thanks for the £1 million for Paul Bernard. That's all you have to say.
especially.
Didn't Adam Rooney go from us to Aberdeen, James? Do you
He
remember?
did,
Yeah, he did.
and he did. Yeah, he were.
Yeah.
I weren't up here when he was playing for Aberdeen, but from what I've heard from my mates, he was very good. When for Oldham, he weren't that good, were
Yeah, no, he came to us and didn't do anything, and then went up to Aberdeen and scored loads of goals.
Penalty at Port Vale, and that was about it, weren't it? It was crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, Paul Bernard. Just remind him of Paul Bernard, best £1 million Oldham ever made. Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah,
It's good to know that we're represented all the way up there, James. Anyway.
Yeah. Like every time I'm walking around in like Aberdeen, it's happened at least 3 or 4 times. They're like, oh yeah, you know Paul Bernard. I'm like, yeah, weren't he crap?
Paul, if you're watching, that's James said that. Not us.
Paul Bernard.
That's what they said for Aberdeen anyway. I know we were decent for Oldham, obviously.
Yeah, he was a good player. Very good
it
player.
was. Yeah, £1 million was good money back then, wasn't it?
Yeah. There's a book by an Aberdeen player, I can't remember which one it was, but he said like when he turned up in his Ferrari on the first day of training, and he just completely lost all the players at Aberdeen. Like,
Paul Bernard?
Yeah, he signed for £1 million, and I think he got 250 grand signing on fee, and he turned up in a brand new red Ferrari, and he couldn't get through the barrier because he had a speed hump or something.
Wow.
And he had to park it outside the training ground, and he was panicking because it was like a bit rough up there, like. Yeah.
You'd even put better off with a Land Rover, wouldn't you, up in Aberdeen, I would imagine.
Well, James, first time caller, and please don't be a stranger. We really appreciate the call.
Definitely.
You think it's going to be a draw on Saturday? I tend to agree. I'd love a win. I would love it if we beat them, but I can't see it.
It's a long way from Aberdeen to Yeovil, so I presume you won't be going.
No, I think the next. Hopefully, if we get to, I'm going to York away. I will be there.
Yeah.
Well, if you're about, mate, drop us a message on the Latics football phone in Twitter. We'll have a pint with you in York, and being a Scotsman will make you pay.
Absolutely.
All right, cheers, lads.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Thanks for calling, James.
Cheers,
mate. Bloody hell, it's been a long night, hasn't it?
I was nervous about that call. I thought it was some little scammer, didn't you? Another Ben Bittner.
Well,
But no.
possibly, yeah. There was someone else coming up with the name Barry Owen, but I don't know if it was the actual Barry Owen or someone pretending to be Barry Owen. But either way, they're not getting on.
If you call Barry, you ain't getting in.
No, I can't say anything about the name Owen though, because your boy's called Owen, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
He wasn't named after Barry.
Yeah. So anyway, we thought we'd finish with something a bit different.
Something a bit light.
But anyway, let's
We haven't
just
done our facts as well.
Oh, you haven't done facts about we need to do facts about, don't
Quick. Let's just do the facts. Let's do the
facts about, and you find out about.
Yeovil. The area dialing code is 01935 and the postcode districts are BA20, 21 and BA22.
Dave, did you know that in medieval times, the Black Death exacted a heavy toll on Yeovil, killing about half the population?
Well, in the 1800s, Yeovil was a glove-making centre, hence the club's nickname, the Glovers. The phone-in would like to stress that they're no relation to Ned, Roy, David, Linda and Jan, the Glovers on Emmerdale.
Thanks for clearing that up, Dave. The Q Dam Shopping Centre has some 45 shops, the usual high street chains, and several independents, plus a multi-storey car park with about 650 spaces.
Ooh. Yeovil Olympiads Athletics Club was founded in 1969 and has produced many international athletes, such as Eric Berry, who came sixth in the 1973 European Juniors Hammer event.
The recreation space known as Mudford Rec was frequented by England cricket star Ian Botham during a childhood stay in Yeovil.
Heather Stanning, gold medalist rower of the 2012 Olympic Games, was born in Yeovil.
The aircraft and defence industry.
Facts about, and you find out about.
Yeovil.
Just so you know, the garden waste at the club's postcode will be collected tomorrow, Friday the 11th of April.
Plenty of hair to be collected from there, and carrots. Right.
Cider, apple peel.
Apple peel, whatever. Right.
Yeah. So if you want to get some of your GN9 merch, this is how you do it.
God's number 9 scores all the time. He is divine.
He's got number 9. Dave, do you fancy some GN9 merch?
Yes, please.
Go to the shop on our website, weareoldham.co.uk.
Cuts number 9. Scores all the time. He is divine.
He's got number 9. We've got t-shirts. We've got mugs. He's got number 9. Got number 9.
Welcome to Jazz Club. Nice.
So we thought we've not talked about beef paste for a while, but Dave's got a lovely cracker, rice cracker with beef paste on, and we've not performed the beef paste song for a while. So let's
in tune.
give it a go.
Okay.
Beef paste, beef paste, no meat goes to waste. Beef paste, the sandwich bread that tastes. Beef paste, I love the taste. Beef paste, all over your face. It's the meaty flavour we all can enjoy. You can enjoy beef paste if you're a girl or boy. Spread it on a butty just to see you through. When you're full of that sweet beef paste, there's nothing you can't do. Beef paste, I love the taste. Beef paste, all over your face. Some say there are alternatives, but that's simply not true. There's no room for salmon paste on the snack menu. Take a scoop straight from the jar with a little spoon. Hide it under your bed sheets in your beef paste bedroom. Beef paste, I love the taste. Beef paste, all over your face. Thank you.
Bye.
Don't hold that against us. Do join us again next week. Bye. Hey Dave, did you know that listeners can now buy us a coffee or any other kind of hot beverage? What's your favourite hot beverage, Dave?
A macchiato.
And how do you like your macchiato?
Black with lots of milk.
No cream?
No.
Well, if you want to buy Dave
Macchiato.
then go to buymeacoffee.com/weareoldham. I'll just have a Nescafe.
Thank you, listeners.
Hey Dave, did you know that listeners can now buy us a coffee or any other kind of hot beverage? Well, what's your favourite hot beverage, Dave?
A macchiato.
And how do you like your macchiato?
Black with lots of milk.
No cream?
No.
Well, if you want to buy Dave a
Macchiato.
then go to buymeacoffee.com/We Are Oldham. I'll just have a Nescafe.
Thank you, listeners.